Okay, hello. Welcome to today's analysis of the NQ and a little bit of the ES. So, I didn't make a video yesterday. Yesterday was a bit of an odd day for me. I wasn't seeing things clearly at all. I was very tired from work. It just wasn't a day that I thought I could give anything constructive, honestly. So I didn't make a video. It was just one of those days. Hopefully that doesn't happen too much, but it was just one of those days. Today's a bit clearer though, so let's have a look. What has happened? So this move down here. Let me hide this. Where's my folder? There it is. You should be down here. This move down, I was saying could happen, but I honestly thought that they might swipe up here first. Obviously, they were more bullish than I had anticipated, and they really came down and accumulated in here. They filled this gap fully. Well, no, not fully. They filled it like 75%. This RTH gap that we have here. That was what gave a push up. So they kind of induced it on Asia, and then pushed down again. This push up during Asia was something. It left me a bit confused. This kind of behavior during Asia was it took me off guard a small bit. I think it kind of I don't know, it affected the way that I looked at the chart. So anyway, what happened? I was saying that I had areas up here and they came into the block that I have up here actually, which is an hourly block. They came up during Asia. China tapped into it. I don't necessarily know if this block is going to produce a strong reaction. The pulls around here, like that I'm really looking at, are higher. It could give us a small pullback for a bullish continuation. I don't know if it's necessarily going to do much. Money flow here is very thin, but they've been kind of messing with money flow a lot recently. Money flow is thin. I wouldn't be surprised if we had like a pullback into this US structure. Honestly, I'm aware of the possibility, but we did break structure, bullish. This greater change of character was nicely confirmed by this liquidity grab. My eyes still focus on this area for the initial change of character, like the lower time frame change of character. Like this is a source, but we'll have to see if they want to come down here first. Like for now, we're pretty bullish. Relatively, right? So they did that push up, which I once they started breaking structure around here and pushing up, like they weren't going to be stopping here, and they didn't. They came up into a greater pull. ES is still stuck within its range, but it is mounting like a lot of liquidity above. And we know that ES is still kind of in price discovery, and they can just push it up, way up here. And the amount of liquidity that it's building above us is nothing to turn your nose up at. So this is very notable. We're getting a lot of things stacking up here. I took a little trade off this order block today in work. I closed it around here. Happy with that. Could have kept this one a bit more, but I was working, and I was really delighted with that. Got a bounce off this order block after they filled Sydney's gap. Came into a nice pull, took some liquidity. It was a lovely trade. What could happen today? So let's look. We are in a very small change of character. We've China's high. Both of Sydney's extreme points have been taken. Sydney didn't really have a low per se, and if you want to count this wick as a low, the one below the gap, it was taken, and then we we have an internal change of character here, right? So if we base out around here, then sure, we could come up and take China's high. We have a lot of catalysts below us for a bigger bounce. Whether they leave that to US or not, I don't know. Our last real time, or not real time, what is it? Regular trading hours. So the last US close was here at 27.50 for the CME. And this is where we're getting a reaction off. Could they be okay with this and just range it like they did yesterday? This was like a pain in the ass, man.
Could they just do that again?
Sure. I do see them perhaps coming up and taking China's high, though. It is the only kind of weak session target that we do have. And we are greater bullish, so there is a chance that they just come up and take this high. Whether they break the block or not, I don't know. It would be interesting to see if we stay inside this block and get kind of bearish signs. But if we just kind of zoom out and look at the chart, this big expansive move, I would not be surprised if they had a few more swipes up, just because we're at the top of this RTH gap, this big one. We still have a bit to go until we close it. A lot of the time US wants to do that, though. I've noticed. Like, it's like US is like, this is my job, right? So yeah, I'm gonna see. Well, I've about 40 minutes now until I can really decide on getting a few scalps. This is actually, sorry, we have this low as well, right? This was Hong Kong's open. This was around the Tokyo close here. If we break the Tokyo close, I will actually kind of assume that Hong Kong's high is relatively strong for maybe scalp shorts into this pull down here. We kind of have unfinished business down here. I think that we could push into and swing fail into the bigger pull. I'm also very aware of this liquidity down here. Whether they leave it or not, I mean, they did a bit of a wash here that could prompt them to get a bounce from here if they ever do, when they do come down here, if they do. But below that, we do have a lot of stacked liquidity in the form of these ascending lows. So I'd be careful about what I'd be looking for around here. I'd kind of be looking for this low to be taken, like the liquidity of here, and then getting a nice reaction from the block. We do have areas down here, but depending on how we approach this area, we could just slice how low we come. You know, it's up to them. Breaking down from here, though, I would kind of expect us to maybe trend down until US, depending on how fast we come down. I feel like there is a chance that they're okay with leaving the Asia high for the UK session, just because of kind of like what it did, like what it came into. Get money flow diverging as well. If we start creating a lot of bearish structure in here, could be kind of a hidden money flow div here on the 30-minute. We have a little breaker here, so there is a chance, I guess, that they leave that high. It's not the nicest looking high. Where did we come into? Where's my tool? There it is. Tap off the point of control of this consolidation. See, I don't like these highs here. I don't like this. I don't like this. We could just come up and take the high div and then bring it down for US to take liquidity and continue up, right? That is definitely something that could happen. It's just the fact that they've swept Sydney's extremes, and this created a change of character. It seems like if Sydney's area was strong, and it did lead to this push up, that if they did accumulate here, it could be another reason to come up and just take this high, um, and then wait for US to come into deeper structure. So I mean, there is a chance. I'd like to look for some accumulation here, around this consolidation. Um, I'd like to see some convincing accumulation in here. So this gap is gone. Yeah, it did take liquidity, and it's still within the pull. It's still within the bullish pull. This was a minor change of character, and it seemed like we shied away from taking these highs, so it could be inducement. Could be inducement to take this, to come deeper into this block. Like if China sold at this block, and it was a good place to sell, UK is gonna want to do it too, right? They're greedy. For US plays, I have my two areas of interest down here. I kind of like a swing fail of this just because this pull is something notable here. But if we just start cutting through this, then this lower area below this consolidation here could provide the bounce that we could get. If we come up first and we just keep breaking structure up, I actually don't really have like many areas besides up here, like this vector recovery area and this pull here on this high volume node. And there's a naked point of control there. That's far. It's kind of far away, right? But they could just keep doing that. It looks like we're consolidating up here. Another push up, definitely. Another kind of volatile, violent push up is definitely on the cards. So have to see what they decide. Because of the nature of the push up, they've left a lot of areas that they can retrace and still maintain their narrative, right? And still maintain this this kind of precedent, this bullish precedent. All right, let's look at. Do we have news? We do have news. An hour and 45 minutes before US Open, and an hour before US Open. Non-farm employment change could create a bit of a strong reaction. I mean, US has just been creating a lot of reactions without news, even. So, I don't know. I don't know how to interpret the news. I just go, okay, maybe I'll just not trade that. I don't trade it anyway because it's US, but that's how I would approach it. Let's take a deeper look at money flow. I'd really like for them to take these highs, and if they do, I don't know if they're going to stop. Like with money flow, I find it hard to short here contextually, and what they're doing with money flow, it seems like it's beckoning for this high to be taken. So that's what they could do. We did take liquidity into this gap here, actually into this block. How does that block look on the main chart? It looks the same. That's okay, I guess. UK has just been ranging as well, like recently. And not even ranging, but just like moving, like kind of hinting at bigger kind of volatile spikes, and then just moving within this closed range like it did yesterday. Like this was kind of crazy to me. I don't know, I just wasn't in the right mindset either to be trading, I don't think. But they have just been doing this kind of thing, so. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where the momentum comes from. Hanging around this US close region, we left some vector recovery down here. I mean, some accumulation into this area, depending on like what they do and when. Like if they just move it down and not move a lot at all, it could just be a very blatant inducement setup for US to swipe and push. they might not actually go anywhere. Like they've been doing that recently. It's kind of annoying. But if you're a heavy scalper, then there's opportunity there playing inside these ranges, like in the 1 minute and stuff. But yeah. ES. Let's see, with like a comparison of the ES and the NQ. NQ really had like a structural shift here. But it's the first time that like in a while that NQ has actually created like a proper close high. Normally it's and ES has been doing the opposite. Normally it's the other way around. Normally ES is like has been pushing up, and then NQ has been very muted in its response. Right? Seems like it's kind of switched now. I'm gonna take it that they're leaving this liquidity down here for a while. It could be like, man, they it could be after elections and stuff. We have elections, is it in like 5 days or something? I feel like price is gonna be a bit mental coming up to it. Yeah, probably. It's gonna be a bit hectic. So yeah, I mean, noting money flow. Whether they bring it down from here or they take the high first to come down, I don't know. Money flow looks like it could give us a bit of a retracement into this huge gap that they've created here. But if we start pushing up, like this kind of expansive move could be much bigger. Again, like my areas, like this is an area, it's not the best. And as I've said before, like I kind of have one more area here until we're playing with fire. Still might be trades around here, but it's going to be kind of crazy trading up here, I think. Has trading view changed or something? Why are all my blocks like over here now? Weird. That used to be okay. I don't know. Yeah, if we go to the higher time frames, this looks like it has juice in it, right? And even just like basic like money flow divs, like hidden money flow divs, have just been creating massive pushes. Now there was a div here, but they've been really cheeky with like, I mean the indicators have been kind of a bit mad, acting kind of abnormal in what I normally see, kind of cause and effect of certain signs in the indicators. They've been kind of confusing me recently. As we go down, it looks nicer, definitely looks nicer. But once you're down on the lower time frames, as we know, it can be difficult to catch these kind of things. But yeah, so we've gotten the push up, we got the break of structure. A lot of this is free liquidity to be taken, but it seems very expensive. We're spending a lot of time up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit more offers above here before US maybe brings it down, or if we do trend downwards into this, US creating a higher low and then maybe breaking upwards is on the cards. I have my levels. See if they get hit. I'm going to be careful scalping inside this area, I think. Yeah, I'm going to be a bit careful. Like longing the top, quote unquote. Don't necessarily want to get caught in that. But if I see a convincing signs of accumulation or coming into a nice pull, then I'll assess the situation and see if taking a long is something that's worth it. Yeah, that's it really from me today. No, not many crazy revelations, but they did get this push up. And I did say that, if they do want to keep working up, I'm not going to fight that necessarily. Just be mindful of the liquidity they're building, where it is, and what it means, right? Like if they're building liquidity in an area that they're able to come to and it maintains bullish precedent easily enough, they can swipe right into it. And sometimes waiting for that is just the best shout, just the best call. All right, that's it for today. Let's see what they do. Yeah, happy trading, and we'll see you tomorrow.